Hello, everyone. This is Cathy, and I'm here with the next episode of my 3-ring tag journal. And in the first episode, when we were together, we created the base, which is comprised of a front cover, a back cover. The binding is held with 3 holes, held with 3 loose leaf rings. It has 15 separate signatures, and each signature has a pocket, both a large pocket in the top, where we made individual tags, and then a smaller tag that goes into the pocket. And today, what we're going to do is I'm going to start by making an embellishment for the cover. If you want to make it along with me, please do, and I'll show you how to do it. First, materials. You're going to need the standard, the glue, the scissors, the bone folder. I'm using an optional tag punch. You don't need to use this. I'm doing it because I like the way it makes the top of what we'll be making look like. And you'll need some ribbon, a bulb pin, a charm. That's all optional. You'll need some sort of collage medium or anything like that, Mod Podge, and some inks if you choose. You'll need, for today, 1 piece of plain cardstock, book pages, photos, collage papers. And here's the cut for the cardstock. You need 1 piece of cardstock that's cut at 7 1/4 by 2 1/2, just like this, 7 1/4 by 2 1/2. And you'll need 4 pieces of book page cut by 4 by 2. They look like this. Okay, that's all we're going to be working with as far as your own papers. You also will need some photos. Now, you don't have to decorate the outside of what we'll be doing with photos, but I like the way it looks. The theme of my tag journal is going to be memories, so it's a little vintagey. So I chose some photos. A lot of you wonder how I keep my ephemera. I have all my ephemera sorted, and I keep it in these plastic envelopes. I got these particular envelopes from scrapbook.com. They're pretty nice. They're nice and thick. You can get them also from Amazon. They're a little cheaper. They're a tiny bit smaller, but they work. And what I do is I label them, and then in a box that I made, I put them in alphabetical order so I can always find the ephemera that I'm looking for. Now, whether I use it all the time, that's another story, but I can definitely find what I'm looking for. Okay, so I took some photos. I have some little pieces of ephemera that I will be using. I have a bulb pin and a little charm. This little bottle that I made on a previous video, if you want to check it out. And I also have this I made on a previous video. I don't know if I'll be using it or not. Okay, let's start. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with photos. Actually, that's not the first thing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score this. And since this is 7 1/4 inches, I'm going to score it at, going this way at 3 1/2. And 3 3/4. Just like that. So I end up with a little spine at the back. Don't worry that it doesn't match. That's because I can't do math. No, actually, that's because I made mine 7.5 inches originally. So I have something that looks like this. Almost looks like a little matchbook. And the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to lay it flat. I'm going to put something underneath it. So I'm going to be adding some glue. And I'm going to be making a collage with these photos. I need the ones on this side to be facing this way, the ones on this side to be facing down. So I'm just going to overlap, cut out, and just see how it comes out. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them down as I go, so I can always adjust where they're placed. And actually, I'm going to go right over the spine. I should have waited to score it, but I didn't. Oh my goodness. Wet wipes are my friend. Okay. How about a doggy? We'll cut him out. And I'm also going to ink the edges. Little Pomeranian. Looks like, actually it looks like I have a Papillon. It looks like him too. There goes my dog. Of course. And let's see. There's a little girl. And I'm going to put this in here to trim the top because I forgot to do that. I don't know how short it will be. Okay. Just like that. And let me see if I can just put this guy in. Nope. So I'm going to have to glue him on here. Put it back in here. Okie doke. That worked. And something right here. I'll use this lovely woman. And let me okay. And I'll place her right here. And take this, score it. Okay, now we're going to go this way. And let me put this guy at the top over here. Before we do anything else. Ouch. Okay. And add some other things. Let's add this little girl. Okay. Right there. And let me find another picture. Okay. And how about a kitty cat? Okay. Trim it up. And what we have so far is something that needs to be inked. Cover up the actually going to take a marker help the ink a little bit. Always have a Sharpie on hand. They come in handy. Okay. I want to put the eyelet in. We need 2 of them, actually. Okay, so what we have is something that looks like that. I also want to put this that says remember. And I'm going to put that right, wrap it around here. I can also put this, I'm going to put it on the back. Just like that. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover just the top part. I'm going to see if I can oops, get this in here. I'm not sure because it's so thin if it will even cut it. But let's see. Kinda. And okay, it ripped, but that's okay. I can still use it. I can just plop a piece. I'm in the repair business, right? Okay. All right, geesh. I'm going to glue this to the top. So when you open it up, you don't see all the white. Well, oh my, I'm just going to have to leave it. If I had more time, well, let me at least patch it up. Okay. Let me put some of these away. We're done with the photos. We're done with all this mess. I'm done with this. Okay, next what we're going to do, I'm going to take my 4 pieces of book page. So we have 4 inches wide. By, I'm going to go 4.5 inches tall. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I would normally do next, which is what I did with these, I covered them with Mod Podge. And I do that, it just makes the pages stronger. But I'm going to skip that since I've taken up a lot of your time. And what I'm going to do is fold this so there's about 1/8 of an inch overlap. And you can eyeball it. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And let's try that again. Going to make about 1/8 of an inch overlap. Make sure these match up. I think I put the wrong, no, that's right. And I'm going to fold these all together so I get it right. The paper's thin enough where I can do that. Fold, crease, fold, crease. And since we're here, fold it in half and crease. Okay, so I'll go over it a little more slowly. My book page is 4 by 4.5. So it is 4 wide by 4.5 tall. I have 4 of them. I folded in, let me give you the measurement, 1 inch in on one side, a little over 1 inch on the other, because I had to have enough to overlap it. Then fold it in half. Now I'm going to run a glue up one side, just like that. I want to make sure it's not sticking on the inside. So what you're doing is you're making tubes. Fold one, make sure it overlaps. If you have funky folds, unfunk them. I like that word, unfunk. Let's make it go viral. Sometimes I crack myself up. Okay. Make sure it's not sticking on the inside. And you could make 3 or 4 of these. Let's unfunk it. Unfunk the folds. And one more. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is fold it so that the seam line where they crossed over is on the inside. Line it up with the one before it. And again, the seam line is on the inside. Like that. What I'm going to do is not on the first one, but on this one, I'm going to run a bead of glue down the center and glue this first one to that second one. Just like that. Making sure you're not gluing the insides together. I'm going to take another one and do the same thing. Put a bead of glue down the center. attaching the third one. Just like that. So you see what's happening here. So far. Also now in the center, the very middle one, you have to glue those together. So now you have something that looks like this. And there's one more down the center. Glue this. Want to make sure the bottom's pretty flat. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to glue the centers together. We're still not touching the front and back flaps. So now you have something that looks like this. Be careful not to glue anything together. Now you have something that looks like this. Okay, next, I'm going to take my holder and I'm going to glue this down the center. Now, some people glue the whole thing. I find that I'm more comfortable with only gluing down the center. And the same thing here. What happens when you try to glue the whole thing? You don't get the give for the next pocket. This gives it a little more flexibility. And you'll notice here that I'm a little bit above the spine. Now you have something that looks like this. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to take a dryer for a moment and dry it. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is add some ribbon. I'm going to do rather neutral color on this one. And you're going to put it through both sides. There. Let me add some glue here. Okay, next I'm going to add a charm. This says love and has a little heart. I think that's all I'm going to use. I was going to use this as well. Well, why not? I don't know that it needs it, but what the heck. And I'm going to take this and put some glue underneath this ribbon. Whoops. Keep it in place. And this then is going to go down here. And I'm actually going to glue this. I didn't really need to do the back. Glue it in place. Just like that. And there goes my dog again. See what we have. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put there. It needs something big. Maybe some fabric? Let's see. Let's see what I got. Maybe I have an already completed something. Yeah. Vintage Style Snippets is my friend. Oh, I love her stuff. Okay, that works for me. Okay, I know I like that there. It's going to need something on top of it. Okay, we're going to do that instead. That's pretty. Okay. And then perhaps a saying here. So let me get my quotes. Love with all your heart. I like that. That's pretty. Okay, I think that does it with her cover. I'm probably going to use another color for the ink. And then still need to add some little cards to the pockets so you can journal on them. But I like it. Okie doke. Well, when I continue, we'll be working on the tags. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you try this cute little holder, little folder holder. You have a good one. Bye.